What if the story of human origins you've always known left out a vital piece, an ancient land that existed before Atlantis? This civilization wasn't based on power or war. It was built on unity, deep spiritual wisdom, and a strong connection to the universe. That place was called Lemuria. And for thousands of years, people have tried to erase it from our shared memory. Why? Because Lemuria held something powerful, not weapons, but knowledge. Knowledge that could help you discover who you really are on a spiritual level. Knowledge that breaks apart fear-based control systems. Knowledge that reminds us we are more than just bodies. Lemuria taught about higher awareness, living across many dimensions, and living in peace with the earth and stars. These teachings go against how our world works today, where people are divided, focused on things, and told to follow outside authority. In this video, we'll look at why powerful groups have worked hard to make us forget about Lemuria. We'll dive into what Lemuria really was, why it mattered for humanity, and how remembering it could help awaken your own spirit. If you've ever felt a deep pull to the ocean, dreamed of ancient lands, or wondered why so much spiritual knowledge is hidden, this is for you. Watch till the end, because this isn't just about a lost land. It's about finding a lost part of you. Long before Babylon or ancient Egypt, there was Lemuria. Some old stories also call it Mu. Lemuria was said to be a huge land in what we now call the Pacific Ocean. Many spiritual teachings say Lemuria wasn't just a place, it was also a way of being. The people there lived in peace with nature. They could communicate through energy and were connected to the stars in a deep spiritual way. While Atlantis is often linked to power and technology, Lemuria was more about heart and soul, emotions, wisdom, care, and love for all. They didn't have kings or rulers. Lemurians lived in small, sacred groups where everyone was seen as a piece of the divine. There was little conflict. Healing was done through energy. The land itself gave off a crystal energy that fed their bodies and souls. Science still argues over whether Lemuria was real, but many native stories across Polynesia, Hawaii, India, and South America talk about a land that sank under the sea. In southern India, Tamil myths speak of Kumari Kandam, a smart and peaceful land lost beneath the Indian Ocean. In Hawaii, the memory of Mu is kept alive in chants and teachings passed down for generations. Some spiritual leaders and psychics like Helena Blavatsky, Rudolf Steiner, and Edgar Cayce also spoke of Lemuria. They said it was a real part of Earth's past, a time when people were lighter, less physical, and closer to the divine. So why don't we read about Lemuria in schools? Why do history books call it a myth? Maybe because if we remembered Lemuria, we'd change how we see the past. And how we live right now. Lemuria isn't just a story. It's a memory of how life could be. A guide for living in love, peace, and oneness. If it was real, then forgetting Lemuria means forgetting who we truly are. Some spiritual teachings say Lemurians had different DNA, more crystal-like, which helped them reach higher levels of awareness. This wasn't only about the physical body, it was also about energy. The Lemurian body was filled with light. It was in tune with the universe and deeply connected to both the earth and the stars. Spiritual teachings say Lemurians were multidimensional. They didn't just live in the physical world, they could access other planes, receive guidance from higher beings, and travel in their astral form with full awareness. Their link to the source wasn't through rules or systems, it was direct, natural, and always there. It's believed that Lemurians had 12 active DNA strands, unlike the 2 strands modern science talks about. But these other strands weren't visible because they worked on an energy level. They controlled things like deep intuition, healing abilities, telepathy, and even how they understood time. Some of this DNA still lives in us today. People who are highly sensitive, who feel energy changes, or who have a strong desire to wake up spiritually may be carrying parts of this Lemurian code. This isn't just a symbol, it's a real memory your soul holds. Places like Mount Shasta in California are thought to be doorways to Lemurian energy. For years, mystics and spiritual guides have said that Lemurian beings still live in higher realms under that mountain, in a place called Telos. Many who go to Mount Shasta feel strong energy, see visions, or have a strange sense of returning home. Why? Because something ancient is still alive there. In truth, the Lemuria story isn't just history, it's a reminder of who you are at your core. If you've ever looked at the stars and felt a strange connection, if you've been drawn to crystals, sacred shapes, or cosmic music, then you may carry Lemurian DNA. And unlocking it might help you remember your real-life purpose. Now comes the hardest question: why don't we learn about Lemuria? Why do most schools and books call it a myth? Because powerful knowledge can be dangerous to those who want control. Lemuria's teachings were about unity, inner truth, and the sacred value of all life. If people followed these ideas, the systems built on fear, rules, and control would no longer work. Lemurian life didn't need governments, religions, or big companies to tell people what to do. It taught that real truth lives inside you, not outside. So what happened? Some spiritual researchers say that Lemuria sank during great changes on Earth, maybe from natural disasters, solar events, or spiritual imbalance. But its wisdom didn't die. Survivors went to other parts of the world and took their knowledge with them, to places like Egypt, India, South America, and Easter Island. That's why we find similar sacred signs, huge stone structures, and spiritual stories in ancient cultures all around the world, even when they had no contact with each other. As the world moved into darker times, new systems took over, systems based on control. Colonies, organized religions, and secret groups either erased ancient knowledge or twisted it into something else. Anything that gave people power over themselves was hidden or banned. Soon, Lemuria was treated like just another story. Something made up, not serious. But the effort to hide it didn't stop with books. It made its way into schools too, where ideas that don't match the normal, science-based way of thinking are left out. We're taught to trust outside forces, like governments, experts, and institutions. Not the power within us. Not our inner wisdom or direct link to the universe. The truth is, Lemuria isn't a threat because it causes rebellion. It's a threat because it shows us we don't need to be ruled. It helps us take back our power, not with force, but by remembering. The best way to stop you from finding your true spiritual path is to make you believe that path never existed. Even if the land of Lemuria sank under the sea, its spirit still lives. We can find it in sacred signs across the ancient world. These signs aren't just decorations, they are messages left by Lemurian ancestors to help us wake up when the time is right. One of the most powerful signs is sacred geometry, shapes like spirals, the flower of life, and the lotus. These are found in temples, old writings, and giant ancient buildings all over the world. These shapes aren't just art. They hold energy. They help align our minds with the laws of the universe. The spiral, for example, shows how the soul grows and travels inward and outward. It was a key part of Lemurian teachings. The tree of life, seen in many spiritual paths like Kabbalah and Hermeticism, also comes from Lemurian wisdom. It shows how energy flows through all of life, linking the heavens and the earth. It helped spiritual seekers find their path. Lemurian crystals, large clear quartz stones with special energy, have been found in places like Mount Shasta and the Himalayas. People believe these crystals store Lemuria's memory and vibration. These crystals and symbols help people who meditate with them unlock ancient memories and clear blocked energy. When you work with them, you connect to Lemuria's energy. They're like doorways that wake up hidden parts of your mind and help you see life's deeper truths. These sacred signs remind us that beyond the world we see, there's a secret language waiting to be understood. Many people today feel strangely drawn to Lemuria, not just out of interest, but as a soul remembering something deep. If you're pulled toward ancient knowledge, sacred places, or energy-based spiritual practices, you might carry Lemurian energy in your soul. Some common signs of a Lemurian soul include feeling deeply for all living things, loving the ocean, or having a special connection to crystals, sacred shapes, or the stars. You might also have dreams of ancient lands under the sea or feel a strange longing for a place you've never visited. Some Lemurian souls remember past lives or feel linked to star systems like Sirius, the Pleiades, or even inner Earth. These starseed souls often have a mission to help awaken others and bring back lost wisdom. If you feel drawn to healing, working with energy, or spreading peace and unity, this could be your soul's way of calling you back to Lemurian teachings. Realizing these signs is the first step to unlocking your hidden spiritual power and becoming part of the big shift that's happening now. Lemuria isn't just a forgotten place, it's an energy that still lives in many souls, waiting to be activated. Today, more and more spiritual seekers feel something big is changing on Earth. It feels like the same energy that once filled Lemuria is coming back. This isn't just a story, it's a real shift happening as we move into a new level of being. Some call it the 5D or ascension. It's a time of healing, rising feminine energy, and waking up to a higher reality. Old prophecies talk about a burst of energy from the sun, a solar flash, that could push us into spiritual awakening. Along with ancient cycles like the Yugas, this shows that we're close to remembering lost wisdom and reconnecting with the unity that Lemuria once stood for. As the old systems fall apart and more people turn to meditation, energy work, and sacred symbols, the Lemurian energy grows stronger in the world. Those in power who once hid this truth are now losing control, because more souls are waking up and remembering who they are. The return of Lemurian wisdom shows us a new way, one beyond fear and division. It's a path back to love, balance, and harmony with the cosmos. Lemuria isn't gone. It's waking up inside each of us, helping to shape the future. As we close this journey into Lemuria's hidden past, remember, what was lost can be found again. Lemuria's story isn't just an old myth. It's a powerful invitation. It's a call to remember the parts of you that have been buried under years of forgetting and control. Even though this wisdom was once hidden, the spirit of Lemuria still speaks, through symbols, crystals, and your deepest knowing. Ask yourself, what if remembering Lemuria is the key to unlocking your true purpose? What if this lost land holds the guide for humanity's next great step forward? If this message spoke to your heart, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you feel a connection to Lemuria? Have you seen signs or had dreams that remind you of this ancient world? Your story might help someone else remember theirs. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Wisdom of the Ancients for more deep dives into forgotten lands, sacred knowledge, and the hidden truths of our cosmic past. And if you want to go even deeper, check out the next video, the hidden technology of Atlantis that's returning today. Together, let's rediscover the wisdom that's been kept from us, and bring it back to life. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep seeking, and keep awakening.